Okay. So, I'd like to ask a few follow-up questions. First question, Miguel, would you like to answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How do you get along with your neighbors?
Well, actually, I'm a really friendly person, and I would like to get along with my neighbors through face-to-face communication. I especially prefer that. Also, I greet them whenever I go out from my home, and if I see them, I greet them. Then also we have a neighborhood community. Through that, we have time to spend ourselves through this way.
All right. How do neighbors help each other?
Well, actually, I think there are many ways neighbors can help themselves. The main way they help themselves is through their, you know,
It is not, Miguel, it is
their
not help themselves. It is help each other. How do neighbors help each other? They do things for each other. Sometimes, they can, if there's any dire emergency at home, the neighbors are, the people today
yes,
live in
yes,
nuclear families. So nuclear families,
yes.
and then the neighbors are the immediate family at that time. One cannot think of anything else. Okay. And neighbors can
Oh,
also
okay,
share,
okay.
you can also share things with neighbors. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
Neighbors can also help in taking care of the
Borrow some things.
or yes, of course.
Well,
Yes.
mm,
Okay. Do you think
okay.
neighbors help each other more often in the countryside than in the city?
Yes, of course. In my personal experience, I think people who live in village are more helpful because they know each other since they were born and brought up in the same place. But in the case of city, people are really strangers. So that is a barrier for helping each other. So definitely people in the countryside help more.
All right. How do children learn to cooperate with each other?
Actually, I think the main way they will start to learn cooperate by, through their friend circle and from the school they learn sharing, also caring. Then from their families also, if their parents show a good example, then children can easily adopt that through
Very
this
good.
way.
Very good. Do you think parents should teach children how to cooperate with others and how?
Yes, I think there is nothing wrong about that because parents are the, people who have more responsibility to teach their children about cooperation. And children also can learn easily from parents' side if their parents say them to do,
Parents can be parents can
cooperate
be
with
yeah, parents can be good role models, you can say. you know
uh,
Children,
good role model.
parents can teach by example. Okay, if they'll cooperate with each other, children will
Yes,
automatically learn to cooperate with each other. Okay. Okay.
okay.
They can lead by example, you can say like that. Okay. Do you think it is
Okay.
important for children to learn about cooperation?
Of course, in today's world, cooperation is absolutely necessary in my viewpoint because they need in their adulthood time. Because when they are entering into a job field, they have to cooperate with their colleagues. So cooperation is a good virtue. They should learn from their childhood, in my opinion.
Very good. Cooperation is needed in adulthood, and so it is a good virtue. Very good. You answered very well. Now somebody else.
In your
Lisa,
yesterday's class,
pardon?
you told about. In your essay, ma'am, yesterday class cooperation, they need to
Yes,
face the
yes,
rigorous of
yes.
adulthood.
Oh, so you adopted. See, I always say that writing and speaking classes are interrelated. When you learn
Yes.
points to write, you learn points to speak. When you learn points to speak, you learn points to write. All right. So
Yes,
these
ma'am.
are interrelated things. Okay. All right. Mm, yes. Would like to answer? Priyanka, would you like to answer a few questions? Anji, Raman, okay. Should children have learning routines?
Yes, children should have learning and it should be made by their parents because they have a proper schedule what to do on what time. Like the TV time should be rationed for them, and also parents should give some time for their studies.
They should set some time for the studies, okay? Routines, children should have learning routines. These add discipline to life. When children learn to manage, then children learn, when they follow routines, they also learn to manage time. All right. So all routines teach something and so can be a learning experience. For example, a simple routine of having a family meal can teach children many things when they share their day's happenings over the dinner table. Okay. They learn many social skills and develop a bond. A routine of going to bed in time can develop children's mental health. Okay. What are the advantages of children having a routine at school?
There are many advantages of having a routine at school. First, they learn how to manage their time properly, and also they will have a proper
What do you
planning of the
what do
day,
you understand? No, what do you understand by having a routine at school? What do you understand by this
like
term?
same routine at school, like what the
Oh,
things
when
will be
children know
same on
the
the.
first period is math period, second period is English period, that is a routine. So when they have a routine, they know what to expect. They get a predictable day. This is the answer. Okay. That is a
Okay.
routine at school. It is, you are answering, just answering, saying things which are not adding to the benefits of having a routine at school. Didn't you have a routine at school? आपको पता होता था ना पहला पीरियड कौन सा लास्ट कौन सा बीच में क्या है? That is a routine. Okay, not just you go to the school and then the teachers decide आज ये होगा आज ये होगा आज ये होगा. ऐसे नहीं ना होता स्कूलों में. Okay, so
You already know.
these are the advantages of having routines at school. It gives students a predictable day at school, so they feel more confident and secure. It also saves time. They don't have to ask questions about what to do next. Teachers have already streamlined things for them. It becomes easier for students to become focused and attentive. All right. So these are the advantages of having routines at school. Does having a routine make kids feel more secure at school?
Yes, it make for kids to more secure at school.
पहली बात रमन, पहली बात,
It
आप जितना
makes
मर्जी अच्छा आंसर दे दो, अगर आपने इट के बाद मेक बोला ना, एस नहीं लगाया, तो
yes.
बेसिक इंग्लिश की गलती है. इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प यू. ओके, इट इज नॉट, इट के बाद हमेशा एस वाला वर्ब आता है. प्लीज कीप दैट. दिस इज अ वेरी बेसिक इंग्लिश मिस्टेक. इट इज नॉट एक्सक्यूज्ड इन द स्पीकिंग. ओके, हाँ, अब शुरू करो. Does having a routine make kids feel more secure at school?
Yet it makes it very it makes it for kids to be more secure when they have a routine at school, because they know that what's coming in the next part, so they are more predictable, and they in this way they feel more secure what to do in the next class.
Okay, how do people's routines differ on weekdays and weekends?
There are lots of changes between the routine of on weekends and weekdays. Like most of the people go to schools, and some people work on weekdays, but they usually see on their weekends, so they wake up late on weekend and plan their day according to their wishes. They can go to watch a movie or
Okay, I'll tell you,
or
I'll tell
friend.
you, all what I tell you about these essays, कि आप essays नहीं लगाते हो, all this comes from my personal experience. When I started teaching, it is, quite a few years back. Since then, I've told my students never to miss their essays where they have to come. I had a student, and the other students used to call her a robot. Why? Because the moment I gave her a cue card, she would start speaking and go on and on for 2 minutes. She wouldn't stop. She did not have many grammatical errors, but this one was there. She never put an S. He make, he do, she do, my mother do, it make, these. She never put an S. And I used to tell her, this one mistake is going to cost you a lot. She could speak very well otherwise, with great fluency. And she had correct points. She was working in a bank. In all other module 7, in speaking 5. Then I realized how important these essays are, which you students ignore. Even when I tell you, you ignore. Okay?
Yes.
I think it's just one small mistake. How will it matter? We'll give a nice answer. We'll give the right points. But teachers don't consider that. Unfortunately, here examiners, they are very, very stingy about the band score as far as these essays are concerned. I've noted it not in just one example. I've got many other examples also. And that is why I tell my students, please take care of these mistakes. Okay? Practice with each other. It के बाद हमेशा S, copy में भी नहीं लिख, writing में भी नहीं आता S, it के बाद speaking में भी नहीं आता. And these essays are very important. Okay? He, she, it, third person singular. The verb will always have an S or yes. Okay? So routines on what daily routines people have at home. Okay.
The daily routine people have at home, like for example, women do cooking in the morning and afternoon time, and some people play games, and the most of the people work. So so they work online in their home.
Okay,
And
you can say many daily routines. People every day they do, some people have daily routines like having a morning prayer, doing household chores together and so on. So like that, your answer is correct that way. What are the differences in people's daily routines now and 15 years ago? What are the differences in
15 years
people's daily routines now and 15 years ago?
there are loads of differences between the routine of people. There are many differences between the routine of the first difference is that people in the past used to spend their quality time with the family members, but right now people are more busy with their work schedule and studies, so they do not get enough time to spend with their family members. In the past, people used to eat with their family members on a table, but right now people are living in a nuclear families. They do not have enough they do not have a time to eat with their near
Living,
with
अच्छा आपने बोला
their family
people are
members
living, आपने बोला people are living in a nuclear families, they do not have a time. ये दोनों A's क्या मतलब है इनका? A का मतलब क्या है?
in the nuclear family.
नहीं, इन्हें न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज का क्या मतलब है? डू नॉट हैव ए टाइम, उनके पास एक टाइम नहीं है, एक न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज में रहते हैं.
They
I
do
mean,
not have enough time.
हाँ, तो क्यों आ रहा है फिर बीच में? मत लाओ ना. Okay? See, Raman, you have to work on these mistakes if you want a 7 or above 7. Okay? Because these are coming so often. ठीक है? तेज बोलने से मिस्टेक छुपती नहीं और उभर के आती है. Okay? So धीरे बोलो ताकि आप सोच के बोल पाओ. There's no need to rush down. You can speak very slowly and still get an 8. Okay? All right. Next student.
Me, I won't speak. Amit.
Amit. Okay. Okay. Is there more pollution now than in the past?
Well, I think the amount of pollution has increased dramatically in the recent years. Previously, there were less industries, but now there are a lot of industries that emit a lot of effluents, and they don't bother about government regulations.
All right.
as a result, as they produce a lot of waste that goes into sea and comes into the life cycle or marine cycle also.
Okay.
On top of that, uh, there's huge amount of population that are using a lot
Amount
of
of
material
population,
that is
amount of
population or density of population
uh, amount थोड़ी है.
producing a lot of waste.
Okay. In what ways can the air
Density.
pollution be reduced effectively? In what ways
Well,
can
if
air
government
pollution be reduced effectively? Yes.
well if government takes the necessary steps, then pollution can be reduced. Furthermore, it depends on the individuals also. If they take proper steps, for example, if they bother about or they take care more about recycling, or they use recycled mugs or cups instead of using plastics. So this way we can reduce the pollution. Or we have factories that use sustainability options instead of using generators or any other. Or they can use a renewable
All
source of
right.
energy to
Amit,
reduce.
Amit, your speaking is good enough. You don't make any grammatical errors, but articulation, clarity of speech कम है. उसकी वजह से 7.5 तक आ सकते हैं, पर 8.5 नहीं जाएंगे. You have to have
ठीक है,
clarity of
ठीक है.
your words don't sound clear. Rough, मतलब somehow I don't know where they get mumbled say. Okay, so each
I don't-
word
okay.
should be clear. Okay, articulated properly. Okay, can you hear each word that I speak clearly, articulated well?
Yes.
Yes, that is how you have
Basically,
that change you have to bring. Okay.
I want to ask you a question. When I speak loudly,
Yes.
it comes up very good. When I speak slowly or in less pace or like जैसे होता है आराम से बोलना, तो it's a issue. अगर
हिंदी
मैं
में भी
बहुत से
वैसे ही
बोल
बोल रहे हो. हिंदी में भी वैसे ही बोल रहे हो. लाउडली स्लोली का इशू नहीं है.
वो आराम से
Good
वो आराम से बोल रहा
articulation.
हूँ. अच्छा,
Yes.
okay, okay, okay,
That
got
is
it.
okay.
Okay, okay.
All right. Do you think city is cleaner or dirtier than the countryside, and why?
Well, I think that cities are much dirtier than countryside because people living in the regional areas, they care about nature and cleanliness. Whereas the case of cities, there are a lot of population there, and they waste a lot of uh, they waste a lot of food and other things that land up in the landfill. Furthermore, there's a lot of industries that produce a lot of effluents that go into sea and land up into our rivers and come to our marine life. So that's the main reason that cities are more dirtier than
All right.
regional areas.
Okay. What can factories and power plants do to reduce pollutants?
Well, that's a good question. According to me, uh, if they follow all the rules and regulations that are, or if they abide by the rules of the government, then they can reduce, or they can come up with sustainability options. For example, Singapore has a sustainability procedure which they follow on each and every level. So there is no pollution in that country. So similar way, we can have sustainability options to reduce pollution.
All right. What can factories and power plants do to reduce? Okay, we have done this question. Do you think many companies have been forced to reduce pollutants?
Yes, of course. In the recent years, there are a lot of policies where some companies which are producing a lot of effluents, or you can say manufacturing companies that produce a lot of waste. For example, Reliance or Adani, they have been put on hold and they have to follow some procedures before producing some product. Or Apple is a good example of this thing, because they produce a lot of products and they have been given norm by the government to follow all the recycled things in order to produce a mobile phone.
Okay. हाँ, मैं PDF जानबूझ के छुपाई है. Answers दिखा के थोड़ी पूछूंगी. Do you think the wind has any effect on pollution, and how?
I think Wind has somehow pollution because when a windmill is running and wind is producing, it produces a lot of sound. Sound produce a lot of noise, which is not good for the birds and different human beings also. So that is why it is producing a lot of pollution.
No, there is another angle to it. The wind has effect on pollution because wind helps in dispersing the pollutants. And so
Okay,
the pollution, see, if you compare Delhi and Chennai, both are industrial, cities, a lot of industries in Delhi, lot of industries in Chennai. But Delhi is landlocked. Uske sab taraf land hai. Sare areas aise hai,
Okay.
landlocked. And Chennai has, there is wind and there's sea on one side. So the wind disperses the pollutant.
Okay.
So there's much less pollution in Chennai than in Delhi. Okay.
Okay,
Got this
okay,
example.
okay.
Actually, I wrote these follow-up questions and I did some research in finding that, because, whenever I know one thing, whatever questions are here, the essay, sometimes similar essay may be set up that you'll need these points. Okay. So this
Okay,
point
okay.
makes sense. That is why, Delhi is very polluted and Chennai is not that polluted, even though both the cities have, as many industries here and there also, despite, and there's population also, equal population almost in both the cities, right?
Okay.
But
Yes,
Chennai has less
okay.
pollution because this is because sea breeze, wind has effect. Okay, your point is also in some way correct that the windmills produce sound, but I have been to Gujarat and I've been through many windmills. They don't produce that much noise and nobody is living there because वो खाली areas में लगती हैं.
Yes, yes.
तो वहाँ खाली areas में जब लगती लोग ही नहीं है तो उनको उसका noise क्या कह लेगा? ठीक है?
Okay, okay.
So that is the point. Next, who will answer? Anybody else? Kaniz, you want to answer, Fatima?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are actors or actresses very interested in their work and why?
Yes, I think they are very interested in their work because they are very curious and they want to be success in their life. So
They want to be
really
what in
want
their
to be.
life? They want to be what in their life?
They want to be get success in their life. So
They
for
want to
that
be
purpose,
success or they want to get success?
they want to be successful.
हाँ, be के साथ successful, get के साथ success. Okay? आपने
Yes.
be के साथ success बोला था पहले. All right. Is being a professional actor or actress a good career?
Yes, I think it is a good career because as we see around such celebrities are earning very smart salary and they are very famous. So they have maintained their life in a good way. So I think for the youngsters, it is a very luring profession. So many people are coming in this profession to get success and be.
All right. So you can say that it is a good career, provided person is willing to work very hard, because it is also a very demanding profession. Okay. It requires total dedication and perseverance. Only then can an actress or actor survive in today's era of cutthroat competition. The struggling actors and actresses, when they have to struggle and they don't get the roles or they don't get any work, then there are suicidal tendencies also. Okay. What can children learn from acting? All right, answer this question. What can children learn from acting?
Well, children can learn a lot of things from acting. For example, they can learn how to handle their time and how to use their ability, because in another role they have to do some struggle to show their talent. So
Yes. So it builds confidence, it
the
brings out their
language,
creativity.
because when they yes
And
yes
it
and
also,
about different
yes, and about different culture, they can also learn about such kind of things when they
Okay,
are acting,
when they do
and
acting,
they are
listen,
doing
when they
work
do
on different
listen,
topics.
Fatima, you're going on speaking. I'm interrupting. You're not stopping. Don't have this habit in the actual exam. Okay. Wasn't my voice coming to you? I'm saying, okay, listen. Okay. Wasn't it coming? Okay.
Ma'am, there is network. There is a network problem,
All
so
right,
I
you can see me. All
yes.
right, all right, all right. Okay. Children can learn many things, do these things nicely, because this might come as an essay also. Okay. They learn confidence, they learn creativity, they build social skills, they learn public speaking skills, and it also improves their memory, because when they have to do acting, they have to memorize lines they have to speak. Right?
Yes.
So it improves their memory also. Okay, why do children like special costumes?
I think they like special costumes because they find themselves in that reality. So they whenever they wear such costumes, they feel they are in action. They feel they are in that character. For example, at young age, children want to be like costumes of like the cartoons and such kind of things which attract them a lot. That's why they want to be like them.
All right, very good. What are the differences between actors or actresses who earn much and those who earn little?
I think there are a lot of things which happen in their success, because sometime if the actresses have to face a lot of troubles in this field, because they are doing a lot of things. For example, acting, as well as their household
What is
chores,
my
and they
question and what are you answering? What is my question and what are you answering? It is what you are saying is, I don't think, remotely even related to what my question was. You should be very direct with the answer. My question was, what are the differences between actors or actresses who earn much and those who earn little? Okay. What are the differences?
I think those who earn much, they have more talent, and they have a lot of things to
Okay. And those who earn little?
no, I couldn't get it.
Those who earn much enjoy a life of luxury, fame, name,
Oh,
whereas
yes.
those who earn little, they are frustrated, depressed, go into suicidal tendencies at times. And what did you answer in the first place? That answer was totally offbeat, as if you hadn't even listened to the question nicely. Okay? So just don't
Yes.
be in a hurry to speak. Think over the question also. Take 2, 3, 5 seconds. Okay? To think over the question and then answer, focused, give a focused answer which pertains to that question. Okay? What are the differences between acting in the theater and acting in the films?
I think the biggest difference is that at theater, the actors has to perform in front of the public, and public is they have to perform live. So people are watching them and giving them their response. So I think it is difficult for them also. Whenever they do not perform well, they have to face any trouble from the crowd, but in the films, because they are only on the big screen, so such issues are not over there, and they
Good
have
point. One point is very good. The other points are that, in a theater, there are, theater, the distance between the audience and the characters is a lot, right? So,
Yes.
when they have to, exaggerate their facial expressions and gestures so that the audience understands. For example, if there is a sad scene and the heroine is shedding a tear, will that tear be visible to the audience?
No.
No, but in films it is visible because there's camera close-ups are there over there, right? So
Yes.
exaggerated gestures and exaggerated facial expressions have to be shown while you are doing theater. Okay, and then every show of the theater, you have to repeat the same performance with the same zeal and energy, which is sometimes very, very difficult. Films much easier. Okay, theater
Yes.
much more difficult than films. Okay, so that these are the
Yes.
points. You might get an essay. That is why I did some research to collect these ideas for the speaking, so that if you do these nicely from here, you will not run short of ideas in the essay if you get one similar one. All right. All right.
Okay.
Next, who will answer? One set of follow-ups. Grace, you there?
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
All right. When is your speaking? Have you got the date?
I haven't,
Okay,
not yet.
not yet. What kind of people do you like to study or work with?
I like to study and work with those people who are very knowledgeable and have the experience with the work.
Very good. Do you think managers can be friends with their subordinates?
Definitely yes, and I believe it should be necessary too, because managers are like the trainers. They guide us to the team, but there should be some limit. They should not cross that limit, and the things should not be turned up in the opposite, that
When you are
team is
speaking of
not listening to that.
when you say cross the limit, then you say they should not be over friendly. If they are over friendly, the subordinates will not respect and obey them. Okay, so they will not get the work done. Which one is more important for you at work? Development in work-related skills or recognition from your supervisor? What is more important?
I believe both plays important role and should be run parallelly. Developing skill is very important so that you can get the promotions and show yourself show that you are challenging employee for the company. And appreciation is what makes you more work hard, and is it when you are recognized by the manager, you feel
All right.
appreciated, you gain confidence.
Grace, you speak in your actual speaking, you speak with this grace, the way you're speaking now. Okay, you're speaking very naturally with fluency, and go in the same way. Okay, listen to the question nicely and answer the way you are answering here, calmly, coolly, and then don't worry about the minor grammatical errors which come up. Should children be allowed to choose with whom they want to sit with, or should it be decided by the teacher?
I believe
Like
it should be
it is
decided by
regarded to it is the question is related to school time, or like should children be allowed to choose their classmates, or should the teacher give the seat that this student will sit here and this will sit here? What used to happen in your school?
I believe teachers should be the one who decides which student will sit with whom, because teacher knows who is doing best in the academics and can help the other students so that both can grow at the same time.
Very good. Should children be involved in management activities of the school? This is a question of the GT. This is a question in the GT book, and this essay question. Please do this question. This has been said. I don't know who will get it, where it will be seen, but this question has been set in the question paper for GD students. Okay. Should children be involved in the management activities of the school? Okay. Now answer.
Definitely, yes, it's important these days that children must be involved in the managerial activities, because in the later life, each and every person have to manage their life. So
Each and
it
every
would help,
person have to, they has to.
has to,
Okay.
has
What do you understand by the term management activities of the school?
like if there is any problem that uh, the student can approach to the teachers and teacher vice versa, and arranging the events, something like that, I guess.
How should one behave in office to get along well with others?
For it's very to get along with the others in the office, it's very important for the person to be a friendly, understandable, and set all the discriminations or the hate aside, and work with the work with dedication.
I work with harmony and cooperation, okay? And should not do leg pulling of other colleagues. Okay. Is it important for children in school to get along well with others?
Yes, it's very important for the students to get along with others, because it helps them developing a cooperative nature, and also gain the humanity where person help each other. They also learn teamwork, and they learn many more skills.
What kind of people
Sorry,
are
ma'am.
popular at work? What kind of people are popular at work?
I believe those people who are super active, always in a leading role, and always helping always ready to help others. Those people are always in the top of the company.
In the top of the popularity list, okay?
Popularity.
Yeah, because see, it is why which type of people are popular, who stay calm, deal with issues without getting into fights or heated arguments, okay? And people who are able to employ humor during, situations to lighten the mood, during tough situations to lighten the mood. Such kind of people are popular at work. Very good, Grace. You answered very nicely. Okay. Next, who
Really
is
grace. Real grace.
Yes,
Very calm voice.
very
I
calm.
want to learn same thing.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
You also speak calmly, Amit, only that your articulation is not that good. Okay.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
हाँ थोड़ा उसमें प्रॉब्लम मेरे को लगी है बट वो भी ठीक हो
ठीक
जाएगी
है नहीं बिल्कुल ठीक कह रही हो
that is there with many of my very good students. They don't that is why they don't, I expect them to get an 8 or 8.5 or even 9. They don't, because 7.5 तक आए हुए हैं with very good English but poor articulation. Okay, if you just improve your articulation, 8.5 जाएंगी speaking में. ठीक है,
ठीक है आपसे ऊंची बोलना शुरू करो.
ऊंची की बात नहीं है, आप फिर उसको मिस इंटरप्रेट कर रहे हो. ओके,
नहीं मतलब बोलूंगा, बोलता रहूंगा लैपटॉप सामने, फिर रिकॉर्ड होते रहे, सुनता रहूंगा मैं.
ओके. सो नेक्स्ट सेट, लास्ट सेट फॉर टुडे, हु इज गोइंग टू आंसर? Let me choose. Let me give a turn to somebody. Let me see. Ritul, you there? Ritul,
Yes, ma'am.
all right. Are you ever late for anything? Or in other ways, I can ask, are you a punctual person?
Well, yes, I'm very punctual person, but there are some situations where I get stuck, like in traffic, as there is lot of traffic. But I'm very kind of punctual person.
You can say I try my best to be punctual, but sometimes because of unforeseen circumstances, I get late. Unforeseen is which you cannot predict. Okay. Like you might be
Okay,
stuck in a traffic jam when there are no chances of a traffic jam normally. Okay. What
okay.
excuses do you use when you are late?
When I get late, I use some excuses like there is some work at my home, or I'm not able to come at time because I'm not well. So these kind of
There were
excuses.
some work. There was some work at home, and I was not able to come. No, if I were in your place, na, if I've answered first that I am generally very punctual, I don't like to be late generally, or because of unforeseen. So excuses का मतलब है क्या बहाने लगाते हो late होने के time. तो मैं बोलूँगी कि मैं I don't give any excuses. I just say a polite sorry. Okay, I just
Okay.
because I feel it is my mistake. I should have, foreseen such things and started early from home. Okay, so being late, I never give excuses for that. I just ask, I just apologize. That you can say. I would say like that. I don't know मैं क्या आंसर लिखा हुआ है. Excuse होता है कि क्या बहाने लगाते हो अगर लेट होते हो तो बहाने आप तो कह रहे हो मैं पंक्चुअल हूँ, ठीक है? तो फिर बहाने.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think people are born with time management skills or they can be taught?
I think people can be taught about time management skill, as there are few people who are God gifted, but with the time, but people can easily be taught how to manage their time.
So you can even say here how people can be taught is parents can themselves be good role models for their children. And if parents are always punctual and always doing things in time, children also learn the same traits. Okay, so time management is very important. If children are just told that how what is the importance of time. Okay, if if parents repeat those 2-3 things every 2-3 times a week or 2-3 times a month, and just saying simple things like the only difference between success and failure is time management. You see, God has been very fair in allocating time to us. The beggar on the street
Yes, ma'am.
and the president of the United States both have 24 hours in a day. The only difference between
Yes,
success and failure is who manages those 24 hours nicely. Okay. All right.
okay, ma'am.
Do old people and young people manage time in a similar way?
Well, yes, the both young people and older ones manage time in a similar way, but there are some differences. Like older people, you are very punctual instead of youngsters,
So why
and
didn't you
they
say
don't.
they manage time in the same way? Why didn't you start with no? They don't. Old people know the value of time more than young people. Okay, they manage time more efficiently. They have seen times when they failed because of inefficient time management. So they've learned from their experience. Okay, young people may be too impulsive or impatient and may not understand the importance of planning ahead. Okay. Old people generally plan ahead if they manage time in different ways. Okay. But young people today, yes, there are positives for the young people also. They manage time by setting up alarms and timers. Okay, they don't use the traditional method, so they don't forget doing things. So that saves their time. Okay, so that's how they manage time. My daughter this time she gifted me this Alexa, and I always used to be very careless about time. Like if I would try to do multitasking and things would go wrong. So now this Alexa, I said, Alexa, remind me in 10 minutes to do this, remind me in 5 minutes to do this. So she's right next to me and she reminds me, and then things don't go wrong. They're now much better at managing things, and if they don't go wrong, it saves time. When things go wrong, it wastes time. You know that, right? So very well answered. All these questions are very, very important. Follow-up questions. Make groups with each other, make pairs with each other, and do all these questions nicely. They'll give you ideas for essays also. Okay, And you'll be killing two birds with one stone, writing and speaking. All right. See you tomorrow, 6 p.m. for the reading class, right? Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Bye.